What's up, my comic comrades? Who doesn't love some good anime? It's become one of the most popular genres in geekdom all over the world. And among the many anime debates in fandom, few generate more controversy than the who is more powerful topic. So we thought, why not wade into that firestorm and see if we could stir things up a bit with our list of the 10 most powerful villains in anime. As you likely know or suspect, there are a ton of powerful villains in anime, but we've narrowed it down to who we think are the 10 most powerful. With that said, we're not ready to look this beast right in the eye, so this is not an ordered list. Which means being number 10 doesn't mean that that character is the least powerful, and being number 1 doesn't mean that character is the most powerful. Yes, it's a bit of a punk out, but we've made peace with it, and so should you. We also have to add that if a villain is part of a franchise but has only appeared in the manga and not the anime yet, it doesn't count for our list. We're only talking anime, but enough chit chat. Let's get this party started. Kicking things off is a villain for one of my favorite animes, and that is All For One from My Hero Academia. All For One is the arch enemy of All Might, the #1 hero in the My Hero Academia universe. What makes All For One so incredibly powerful and dangerous is that his quirk, or power, is the ability to steal other people's quirks, aka powers. And once he steals someone else's quirk, leaving them quirkless, he could use their quirk as his own. But on top of that, he could also give the quirks he stole to other people. This makes him easily one of the most powerful and dangerous villains on our list. He is nearly impossible to beat because of his power set and ruthlessness. He is also the founder of the League of Villains. The only reason why All Might was able to beat All For One in Season 3 is by using every last bit of his one-for-all power. And even still, he only really beat him because All Might's sheer willingness to never give up and be the symbol of truth he is. In a nutshell, All For One is one of the best and most powerful villains anime has to offer. Next up, we have Father from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Father is the perfect example of what happens when a villain gets godlike power. He was originally a run-of-the-mill villain, but like all great villains, he was able to manipulate his way to power. In this case, tricking von Hohenheim into killing the people of Xerxes, at which point he used their souls to make himself crazy powerful. Father mainly wields his alchemy, but once he merged and absorbed the being or entity known as God, Father was able to use his telekinesis on a molecular level. Now, like all villains, he would be defeated, but that doesn't negate the fact that he's one of the baddest anime villains out there. Now I have Anti-Spiral from Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. Anti-Spiral is the physical manifestation of the Anti-Tribe's consciousness. What's the Anti-Spiral tribe, you ask? A species of humanoid-like beings that realize the danger of the Spiral nemesis. You really have to watch the anime to understand. But the point is, Anti-Spiral is like insanely powerful. If this list was ranked, it would be number 1. And this is why. The Anti-Spiral has reality warping abilities, mind manipulation, power mimicry, biology manipulation, the ability to time travel, regeneration, dimensional time travel interference, and more. Put it this way, the Anti-Spiral tosses galaxies and planets like they're baseballs. For that and that alone, it had to be on this list. Tossing galaxies like baseballs? Get out of here. Now it's time to give the Naruto fans some love, because next up we have Madara Uchiha. Madara was once the leader of the famed Uchiha clan, who aided in the founding of the Hidden Leaf Village. He is also arguably the strongest or most powerful Uchiha in history. Dude was strong enough to beat all 9 of the tailed beasts with ease. And the reason for that is his vast array of abilities, like it's annoyingly long. Madara has such abilities as superhuman strength, superhuman speed, reflexes, agility, heightened senses, superhuman durability, precognition, technique mimicry, illusion creation, telepathy, attack reflection, fire manipulation, reality warping, and a ton more. Basically all the powers. Now do you understand why he had to be on this list? Here we have Sasuke Aizen from Bleach. He's the main villain throughout the first half of the Bleach series. He is utterly cold, cunning, and composed, making him very deadly. The main thing that makes Aizen so powerful or deadly is his intellect. As we've seen throughout history, some of the most terrifying and powerful people are the evil genius type, and that is Aizen through and through. He uses his knowledge of history and strategy to his advantage. He's also a master manipulator and strategist, which only makes him scarier. But don't get me wrong, he is also physically formidable as well. He's a master swordsman, Shunpo master, Hakuda master. He's very strong and has immeasurable spiritual power. All in all, you don't want to be his enemy. Next is an all-time fan favorite villain from arguably the most well-known anime of all time, and that of course is Frieza from Dragon Ball Z and Super. Frieza has consistently been the most powerful villain in the Dragon Ball canon. Dude is responsible for the genocide of like 99% of the Saiyan race. Frieza is such a threat, he was the catalyst for causing Goku to go Super Saiyan for the first time, which blew all of our minds as children. And even though Frieza has been defeated more than once by Goku and the Z Fighters, he just keeps coming back stronger than before. I mean, pure gold Frieza anyone? Which I like to think of as his version of Super Saiyan. Point is, Frieza has been the most consistent and powerful threat for Goku and his friends, and he just keeps getting stronger and stronger with every chapter. Keeping this moving, we have Dio Brando from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He's the main villain from the show. After Dio became a bloodsucker and stand user, meaning he can physically manifest life energy, he became a rather big threat. Literally, he's the reason for basically everything bad in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Dude has some crazy power sets as well. Being a vampire, he has superhuman strength. He also has superhuman speed, healing, and he can create vampire zombies. He's immortal and has one very weird but deadly ability called flesh buds. Dio's hair can turn into flesh buds and put into others' brains. If one of these flesh buds get in your brain, Dio can control you. And if you or anyone else tries to remove said buds, it will grow tentacles and try to kill you and the person helping you. What I'm saying is, he's a vampire you don't want to mess with. Keeping this list moving, we have Light Yagami from Death Note. Putting it simply, when Yagami found a notebook used by the Shinigami that sustained their lives and possesses the ability to take a human's life by writing their name on it, Yagami then used it for his goal to rid the world of evil and become the new god of the new world. Now, I will say Yagami is a really likable character throughout the series, but I mean, end of the day, he's the real villain. He's kind of sort of like the Ra's al Ghul of anime, where he kills thousands of people, most of which are bad guys, but like Ra's al Ghul, he's willing to kill even innocents if it means getting the job done. And with a Death Note in his possession, the dude is pretty much unstoppable. Next, we have Maruam from Hunter x Hunter. He is the main villain and king of the Chimera ant race. As far as power goes, this guy is crazy strong, like from birth. Straight out of the womb, he had enough strength to take off the heads of several squadron leaders with a single solitary strike from his tail for each of the guys. He's also incredibly fast, has amazing agility, incredible stamina, extremely durable, has a very high pain tolerance, is resistant to poison, and is super genius. Also very distinctive about him, he pretty much only relies on his bare hands in a fight to take down his opponents. I mean, he uses his tail quite often, but that's one of his extremities. He was also born able to use Nen. What is Nen, you're asking? Well, it's a technique that enables a living being to manipulate and use their own life force. Maruam could also feed on other Nen users to increase his own life energy. All in all, he's a badass villain. And the last anime villain to make the list is of course Boros from One Punch Man. Boros is the strongest antagonist we've seen in the One Punch Man anime thus far. I know Garo has become cosmic in the manga, but we're talking about the anime. Anyway, due to One Punch Man literally beating any character with one punch, it's almost impossible to find a worthy opponent for him. But Boros was definitely a worthy villain. He's an alien who travels around the universe looking for a worthy opponent, which ultimately led him to Earth to face One Punch. And man, was it an epic fight, like one of the best I've seen in anime personally. I'm talking the final battle lasted for like 10 minutes, which says a lot because One Punch is a gag character. The guy can defeat anyone with a single punch. It's the name of the anime. But Boros was able to hold him off for quite some time, which proves that Boros himself is one of the strongest villains in all of anime, as he was able to hold off One Punch Man that long. And with that, you have our list of the 10 most powerful anime villains of all time. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't. If your list is different, make your voice heard down in the comments below. And that's gonna bring today's episode to a close, but if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to check out this one right here. And if you like all of our videos, like, subscribe, and comment, it helps us out. But other than that, I'll see you next time when I talk about all things comics.